This is the start of Grandpa's big trip to Denmark and the Faroe Islands, starting with drop-off of Soraya and Annika. Unfortunately, Annika's not available at this time. All right.
First leg, fairly to Lebanon.
First leg, fairly to Lebanon. Thank you, Aaron.
Welcome, Daddy.
First leg of the trip accomplished, fairly to the Dartmouth coach in Lebanon. On our way. Ridiculously early. The kiosk doesn't even open till 2:40 or 2:30, but there are people in front of me already in the line. Looking out the window at Logan. Well, this is the difference between flying US and flying international. These are not standard movies, but yep. I lose my phone as usual. But a bottle of water, a pillow, and a blanket. That's probably about $20 if you're flying to Florida. I wonder if this will be 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's an old-timey movie. So the movie theaters when I was like 7. Looks like we got charging port. I think I left my headphones in my carry-on. Got the poor man's first class here. Wheels up. With dinner and a Coke, chickens and veggies, piece of cake and some bread. Man, this really beats the crap out of flying in the States. Touchdown at Copenhagen Airport. We're still here. I'm butchering that, I know. Big fish out into the ocean. I am going to walk up this path a little ways, see what that lighthouse has to offer. See if my worn out poor body can handle a little bit more. Ouch. Something a nip out of me there. Oh, son of a bitch. I don't know if I'm going to get all the way to that lighthouse. But I got like no sleep on the plane. So I'm looking at like 26-ish, 27 hours up. I feel pretty good. But think we'll just go up. I think we're going to go right up to here, and then we're going to turn around. Plastilla. I believe this was one of Swamp Thing's earliest girlfriends. Made out entirely of recycled materials. Nice house overlooking the beach. My hotel for the night. Pretty nice. They have actual metal keys, which I always kind of enjoy. Cute little lobby with spiral stairs going up. An elevator, which is tiny. Probably not quite teeny tiny, but tiny. That's some real old world vibes here. Down this way, on 204. This side. And in we go. Yep, I actually have been in the room. It's a cute little room. Bathroom clean, spacious. I'm pretty exhausted. Going on probably close to 23 or 20, actually more than 24. Without really sleeping. Didn't sleep on the airplane last night. Just because didn't feel tired. It's about 3:30, 4 o'clock here. I don't know what that's their thing with beds. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. All right. I'm gonna let everybody go now. Grampy's got to rest. I might go out later. Some pretty cool stuff here in this little town. Can hear the water, the ocean. It's been a long time since I slept with the sound of the ocean nearby. But it is really, really nice to be out on this little deck, hearing the water, seeing a little bit of the water. And it's nice and cool. The room doesn't have AC, which I don't really need tonight, but it gets a little stuffy without the ability to come out on this little balcony, which just runs it. Just love that sound though. I should really try to be places where I can hear that more often. The room is kind of cool. The balcony is literally not as long as my foot. And if I were to go over that railing, that would be a disaster. I think the ferry is out that way tomorrow. And I think I would just say goodnight here. Waking up. Getting to be 5:30. Slept pretty good. Tossed and turned probably since about 4 o'clock. Pretty excited to get up today and head out to the ferry. Gonna be on the ferry, going to the Faroe Islands for about 2 days or so, a little bit less. And been looking forward to this quite a bit. All right, I might just relax a little bit before I get up. All right, headed down for breakfast. Beautiful day. I know I'm talking like a vlogger. I don't really mean to do that. Okay, let's take a look out on my balcony. I just really get a kick out of the balcony. Good morning from breakfast. All right, done with breakfast. Gonna get on a sweatshirt and walk around town just a little bit. Gonna get some supplies for the ferry, some snacks, maybe a little something more substantial, so I don't have to eat all of the food from the ferry, which I hear is pretty reasonable and very, very good. All right, talk to you later. There's the lobby downstairs. A little eclectic. We got a motorcycle. And I'm not 100% sure what this is. If I had to guess, I would say some sort of distilling process. A little bit of a bar behind the reception. All right, we're gonna head downtown now. So tired yesterday that I did some, but not a lot of documentation of my trip. It's a little cool, but actually feels really nice. I'm gonna walk down to a grocery store I saw, and then I think maybe a little bit of a walk on the beach. Start getting packed up. I suspect I could get on the ferry maybe 2 hours before we depart, but I do want to make sure that I do get on the ferry. All right, this is the way I came in last night on my way to find my hotel, where I did stumble around a little bit, but did finally find it. Really, really nice place. And I'm not regretting my decisions here, but boy, it would be nice to just explore Denmark. Copenhagen looks amazing, even though I basically was just at the airport. I mean, it does feel almost video game like here, because there are a ton of apartments and businesses, and I don't see anybody. Now it is Sunday morning, so they could be in church or sleeping. Oh, there's where it is. It's right down here. You know, unlike when I've been in Canada and the signs aren't French, I can usually pick something up. All right, a lot of the words are very similar, but here, except for yeah, that's the only thing I've heard that resembles English. All right, there's the train. This is the way I came. And this is end of the line for here. I've been following a guy named Steve Marsh, who's a travel vlogger from Scotland, and this trip was inspired by in part, or almost wholly in some ways, around his trip that he did on the ferry to Iceland to stop in the Faroe Islands. And it is funny to see, oh, I'm there, I was there. And I swear I saw someone in his last video that I saw on the train yesterday. And got a ton of bike infrastructure, a nice little place to tuck yourself in from the rain. And there, which I missed yesterday, is a sign pointing you towards the ferry. think that there are like no attendants. It's all kiosk. Okay, now I'm gonna head back towards the hotel. I will say taking wheelie luggage over this was not the easiest thing I've ever done. I'm torn between walking to the ferry, which is not that far. Double check it. I think like between 1.5 miles and 2 miles. And just taking an Uber just to get there. I just feel like carrying all the stuff I'm carrying is very cumbersome. I think we're going to try Super Bergensen. Okay, I have to try this. It's classic chocolate milk in a can. Alright, a successful trip here. Though I couldn't use the self-checkout. It was just a little too confusing in Danish for me. Alright, I couldn't help myself. I'm going to have the classic chocolate milk in a can. Probably completely normal here. That's chocolate milk. Actually pretty good. All right, we're covering some of the ground from yesterday again. I am gonna walk out this way where there was, looked like access to a beach. In the waiting room, waiting to board the ferry. Ocean is, I don't think it's too wild. I decided to walk here from my hotel today, which was about a little under 2 miles. And I got caught in a little bit of a rainstorm, and an older Danish man stopped and said, in Danish, but he said, going to the ferries. And he said the name of the ferry. I said, yeah. He says, oh, I'll take you. So he kept pointing at his ear. He was deaf and didn't speak a word of English, but talked to me, talked my ear off. Narrowly missed rear-ending somebody, but he got me here safe and dry.